What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLB Games coming at you with another cool video. Back in Planet Coaster in the one, the only Time City, and today we're going to be polishing up the parking lot once more. That's right, we're going to be doing a lot today that will be actually very productive, but at the same time probably a little bit boring and tedious, as previous episodes have been before. Now, I know how fun this can be when you can just see Joe placing fences over and over and over and over until the video's over, but that's not the entire video. We actually go in, and I had to go in and finish this fence. You know, it's just one of those things, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to go in and finish it, get it done, don't worry about it anymore. Of course, and everything like that, so that way we don't have to worry about it for the rest of this series. It's just gonna be done, okay? So anyways, in this episode, we're gonna mainly get to those little small things done just to complete the parking lot, pretty much, and the parking lot is, for the most part, done after this episode. There's going to be one more section that we have to finish up or do, and that's gonna be the new lot area with the road going back to the backstage area. That is the only thing left to do in the parking lots, and that shouldn't take too long. It's not a big area. It's actually decently. The longest part's going to be the road going back to the backstage area, because I got to make the lines there. Which, again, hopefully won't take too long if I play my cards right, and hopefully that's what we're going to be doing in the next episode, finishing that up. After we get that road area kind of finished up, the parking lot will be complete, and that will be great. So, anyways, then there's one spot in the Apocalypse section that I need to finish up, and then the area with the bridges. That might be able to, I might be able to do all that within the next episode, so just kind of keep that in mind. And as for those that are thinking, well, today's the May 16th, and the park should be open on the 18th, right? Yes, I plan on finishing this up tonight in a live stream, or today and tonight in a live stream, and going from there. So you might, you know, I'm going to be doing whatever it takes to try and get those videos out to you by Saturday, and I've just been so busy trying to get stuff done, and being so close to opening on this, just kind of, you know, I wish I would have, you know, did a little bit, or wish I could have gone and done a little bit more, but that's just how life goes. But at least we're in a state where I think I can get it done actually fairly quickly. So there's that, and then the videos that we're gonna release for everything, you know, it's not going to be a complete cinematic video. It's just going to be an opening day walkthrough with Tony McCoaster, and possibly some cinematic shots of some of the rides that are open. So anyways, as for a couple of other things that need to get done, and like I said, some stuff might not be fully complete until later, so don't be surprised if like some of the custom signage isn't done by opening. I will get those done, but those aren't like essential to have a park open, in my opinion. I just probably won't have any in any of the shots or something like that until they're ready to be shown off. So yeah, so just keep that all in mind. Besides that, the park is going to be ready to open. We should have at least the parking lot done for sure. In the Apocalypse section, just has that one spot. It's the queue line for the monorail station that I have to get done mainly. So that's going to be the biggest pain in the butt, and of course we'll get that completed. So mainly this is the road that I had the longest time that took to get completed, because there's just so much road here that just kind of kicked me in the butt. But at the same time, I was just like, let's get it done, and we're gonna get it done in just because I had two different roads, the entrance road and the exit road, which made it that much more tedious and everything, you know, just these lines. But these lines add so much more detail to the road that, you know, I couldn't leave them out. They're just so good. They're so nice to have, and I don't think I would have gone without them because they just work so well on the parking lot and everything. But just note to self, if you're ever going to do a parking lot and you want to make it detailed and look great, you're going to be spending time with it. Just keep that in mind, all right? You know, you just gotta know that. Unless you do it a certain way, which I bet if I would have done it a certain way that I wouldn't be like dreading this so much now, and I wish I would have finished this at the beginning of the series, you know, instead of, you know, coming back to it and finishing up, and you know, instead of going, oh, I'll finish that later, and you know, it just gets put on on hold, and then you realize, oh, I have to do all this slow, tedious stuff. Yeah, don't do what I do. Pretty much is what I'm saying. Just go do and do it all together, get it done at the beginning, and do each section at a time. You know, don't run around like I do, you know. If you have the patience, if you don't have patience like me, like that's I think that's my main issue, is I just don't have the patience to sit there and do the same thing for hours, because I had to do it here, because that was the thing I had to do here, was I had no choice. Like, this is the stuff I have to get done in order to call it completed. So anyways, there's that road, and you see that there's still a couple other pieces of roads that I had to do as well before I get started on the other road, and I think this is like the first 2 hours that I just did these to complete it. So yeah, so this is my game plan, is to stream today, unless you're watching this video obviously later, is to stream today and get the parking lot fully completed, work on the queue line for the monorail station and the Apocalypse section. That shouldn't take too long. That should be pretty easy, actually. All it needs is some fences and maybe some textures on the bottom and a roof. So that'll be simple. And then also, I'm going to do a voice recording for the Raptor Run break, or the mid-course break run, which I still haven't done, which that will be easy and fast to get into the game. So that's the main stuff that I want to get done right there. And then, of course, as for the billboards, I might get a few done, I'm not sure, and that's probably something I would make off screen. And but anyways, those are the things I have to get done but for the next episode. And this next episode, hopefully, I'm gonna do what I can to try and get it all done. You know, I have today off, so that's kind of where I want to take advantage of that. Oh yeah, and then I have the bridge area over here that I have to finish up this pathway, which, you know, will take some time, but hopefully not too much time. I just need to make maybe a few buildings, possibly. We'll see. So this next episode is gonna be probably a pretty decent expanded episode. I might even make it longer, just to try and get it done and get the park ready for open. You know, that's the main thing I want to kind of establish and get done, is the opening of the park. At least for the first 2 sections of the park will be open, you know, and the other 2 sections we can take our time on and not have to worry about it anymore. And then I could say, hey, the park's open, just not completely yet, you know. It just has some delays for some of the sections, you know. That way some guests can start enjoying the park early, and just, you'd almost say like a soft opening, if that makes sense. So the whole park's not going to be open yet, but that's not a bad thing, I don't think. I've seen parks, you'll see parks would do something similar like this, you know. That way they can, you know, start earning some revenue for the park, even though it's not completely open. So the deals that they are going to have, though, when the park opens early, since well, it's not early, but this park is only opening with 2 sections, is the tickets are going to be half price than what they usually would for each section. So I'm wondering if I should do a thing like there should be tickets for each section. So if you want to do all 4 sections, you pay this much. If you want to do just 2 sections, you pay this much. Or if you just want to do 1 section, you pay this much. But I think I'm just going to have it all on 1 ticket, because the size of the park, you know, one section, that doesn't make sense, you know. So in reality, I would actually just charge one ticket for access to all 4 sections. So it's going to be half price for the until the new sections until the other sections open, which makes sense, you know, half the park's open, so that makes sense. But the only issues that the park's expecting is like, well, what if we have, you know, a lot of the opening days real busy and stuff, and we only have 2 sections open, you know, it's probably going to be a chaotic, but they're prepared. They're prepared for that because they know Raptor Run is going to get a huge line, Salvage is going to get a huge line, and different stuff like that. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how it all plays out in opening day for sure. So yeah, those other 2 sections will be opening up later on. And anyways, going into what we're doing on screen, where we have finally started the other side of the road, which oh my gosh, just takes forever, you know. And you know, but I pull through, and we also get the dashed line in the middle completed as well. And that's the main thing I wanted to get done, was everything on this road. I just took up a whole lot of patience, a whole lot of time. It just took everything. But if you want something done and done right, you got to have that patience, and I know how hard it can be. You know, I've been wanting to get I've been working on this park for ages, guys, and you start getting to that point where you're just like, man, I love this park, I really do, but you know, I just want to do something new, you know. That's where I'm getting to the points at the moment, but I'm like, I gotta push through, finish the park, and then we can do some fun, or some new fun stuff, you know. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. So if you guys haven't known, SDC Recreation is gonna become my main project after Time City's complete. So even though the park's opening, I'm still gonna be doing episodes like this until the park's fully done, because we still have 2 other sections to finish up. So you know, next we're gonna be really focusing on the Roman section, finishing it up. That's going to be our next, after we're done with all this next other stuff, we're going to really focus on the Roman section, which I think will just only take a few episodes, to be honest. It won't take too long. I mainly need to make some buildings, maybe a few more rides, and we'll call it good for that, because it's got a good base already, and all we got to do is kind of populate it a little bit. Maybe even leave a little bit of room for expansion in the future, and that'll be good. So, and then on the sci-fi section is going to probably take the longest, because there's still a whole other spot or area that we have to work on in that area. And then the dark ride is also in its early stages as well. So that's another kind of spot that we have to work on at the same time. So that will be like the last thing I do, is the dark ride. So the dark ride hopefully will be amazing, just as amazing as the rest of the park. I think the sci-fi section is going to be amazing, you know, and it's taking the longest time because I'm adding so much detail and lights into each building. So we'll see exactly how that kind of tops off. I might end up doing a thing where, you know, once we finish the Roman section, it will open up on a certain day, and we'll do a walkthrough of that with Tony McCoaster and everything. And then the only section left open would be the sci-fi section, or future section, as I would also call it. And we'll get that open as well later on. And then when the whole park's open, we'll do a full cinematic video with all the POVs and different stuff like that. So just kind of be prepared for all that stuff. It's going to be cool. So much still to look forward to. My goal is to have the entire park done. I don't know if this is going to happen. Probably not. My whole goal is to have the park completely done maybe before summer ends, or by summer ending. And that's kind of what I want to shoot for. But the opening, I still want to plan on the 18th if I can. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. The worst comes to worst, I might have the video come out on the 19th, and it just labeled as the 18th, and say that Tony McCoaster's uploaded it the day after opening or something like that. I don't know if that comes to thing, because I'm going to be working a lot, guys. I have a time where I'm going to be working 10 days straight. It's that time of the year. We're open 7 days a week now at Silver Dollar City, so trying to find time to get into this is really kind of hard, especially like recording episodes like I am right now. I usually only am able to do it on my days off, and usually on my days off, since I have so few of them, my family and everyone just wants to make plans with me, so it's just it's hard to work around. It really is. And I'm just like, oh great, because I even have stuff planned for tonight as well, so I'm like, I gotta get stuff done at the same time. So I'm just like, and I have to work tomorrow, so I can't stay up too late, and you know, it's just kind of a big bald mess right now. And I'm like, well, I gotta get this episode done and posted, and then I gotta see exactly what I can do stream-wise, and try and get everything done for that. And then we have to go do our planned stuff, and yeah, it just becomes a mess sometimes. So yeah, just you know, I have a life outside of YouTube and Twitch, unfortunately, which I don't think I would say unfortunately, but there is stuff out there that I have to do. So and I'm sure you guys are the same way, you know. And I'm sorry for the inactivity. It's just that time of the year where it's really, really busy and difficult to get stuff done. So you know, you got to take that into account. And until this is my full-time job, you know, that's just how it's gonna be, I guess. You know, off season, obviously, I'm gonna be the most active. You know, and then usually the beginning of the season of SDC, I'll still be decently active, pretty well active, maybe just a little bit less. And then once we hit summer, that's when I have the least amount of time, and you guys have the most amount of time. Isn't that crazy? It's always backwards for me, because working at a theme park, that's how it is, you know. You know, I have more time when you guys are busy, and you guys have more time when I'm busy. That's just, isn't that great how that works out? Not really, but but anyways, yeah, this road was, oh man, when I saw the tunnel over there, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm almost done with this line. But I realized that, you know, I still have to make the I still have to make the dashed lines and stuff and everything like that. So, and then I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and start putting some trees in here, and get it nice and populated with some foliage and trees, because it was just a little bit empty in the spot still. So that's the one thing we're gonna do. We got to get all the trees in there, make sure it's nice and populated and good to go, because obviously we got to have those trees on in there. Because Joe can't go without his trees. You guys know that. You know, there can't be a spot empty without trees or foliage. That's just not how it works. You know, we gotta commit. You gotta get those trees in there. It finishes areas up. It really does. When you think about it, it actually does really does do finish up those areas. But anyways, this little planter area was the next thing on my list, because I was like, well, let's get this done. This will finish up this section a little better, which didn't take too long. Obviously, just had to do some curbage here, as if that's what you want to call it, curbage, whatever you want to call it. But anyways, it turned out pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with the result on that. And then, of course, we get into the dashed lines shortly after. And, man, the dashed lines didn't take as long, because obviously they're dashed lines and not like a continuous line all the way up to the tunnel, which is definitely a good thing, so I didn't have to worry about that as much as, you know, the continuous lines, which was the biggest pain in the butt for the parking lot. So, but the parking lots, so also, I almost forgot that we also have to do some lighting in the parking lot. Hopefully that won't take too long, you know, just doing some lamps and different stuff like that to kind of illuminate the parking lot a little bit. That way guests can see where they're at and how it's going. You know, I'll just put some traffic lamps and stuff on the regular roads and stuff, so that won't take too long. You just gotta copy and paste those all the way around, and then just put some nice lamps in the lots themselves, which can be easily, you know, just copied and pasted, multiple ones at once, just all the way down the lines. So that would be that shouldn't be too hard. That should be pretty quick and pretty fast, I would think. So yep, just got to get the dash lines done, and then I was like, wow, that's about basically it for the parking lots for the most part. I mean, obviously, there's still a couple more things, like obviously the road on the other side with the new lot, and go into the maintenance area, and then some more, and then the lighting, you know, that was the main thing. So, like I said, I'm hoping I can get everything done within the next episode. Like, I'm very, very confident I will be, but we'll see today when I get started on that. And I'm going to try and commit. I'm going to try and do what I can to make sure that this is ready to go for Saturday, and things will be awesome. So what I'm going to do, obviously, is I'm going to try and make everything beforehand, maybe on Friday night, and have all the videos ready, have everything ready by then schedule it for Saturday morning, or Saturday, maybe afternoon, because, I don't know, we'll see, because, you know, the park's going to open in the morning. It wouldn't make sense if there's already a tour video before Tony's already walked through it, you know. That doesn't make sense, you know, just not at all. So, anyways, pretty awesome. I'm, like, super excited. I hope you guys are as well, because I know you guys, a lot of you have been watching this series for over a year now. It's just crazy. You guys are a year older since you started watching this this video, or this series, not this video, this series. So that's just crazy. But anyways, that's going to do it for this episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much, and I will catch you guys next time. Have a great day, and an even cooler tomorrow. Thanks, and goodbye.